Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Short Sale Power Hour. I know you're a little thrown off. I'm sitting over here today because Kevin's not wearing a black shirt, so he looks okay on this side.
Wow.
I'm Fred Weaver. This
You've been
is
holding that
Kevin
one in for
Kaufman.
months, Scotty.
And, well, every day we filmed in this room, you've had a black shirt on, so today's the first
You've
day.
been waiting to use that joke for months.
I have. Yeah,
Good
your
one.
shirt's kind of blinding me, actually,
Wow.
today.
Thanks, Scotty.
Yeah, that's very good. So, you're watching Short Sale Power Hour. What are we going to talk about today, Kevin?
Education.
Education.
Education on primary colors. Just kidding, not primary colors. Primary residence? Nope, we're getting warmer. No.
Primary education?
Primary education. No. Let's follow up. I mean, we started yesterday talking about, or not yesterday, but Monday, we talked about how quick you got to be to respond, and how you've got to have a mindset of quickly getting to those phones and quickly responding to your leads, and the turnaround time that you get, or excuse me, the response that you get when your turnaround time is like a minute, 2 minutes, and how quickly people respond and how warm they are to that.
Absolutely.
So let's go off that. Let's continue to build on that. So we know that responding right away is important when it comes to lead generation, and I think that's safe to say that's not just for short sales. That's not just for buyers. That's just real estate in general, or any sort of lead generation.
Mm-hmm.
The quicker you can get to people, the better. So let's take that and build a little bit. And what are some other things that we've seen that have been proven successful and true, if you will, in our short sale business as it pertains to lead generation?
As it pertains to lead generation. Honestly, I think the biggest benefit that we give to people, and we've kind of talked about this before, but it deserves repeating, is the amount of information we offer to people around, if you will, our expertise. Meaning the amount of information we give people on how the short sale process works.
Yeah.
And it's not just the amount of it, but it's the quality of it and the frequency of how you update that information.
I agree, and I would say, something I pick up on is that a lot of sellers I talk to, who, when they've spoken to one or more other agents,
Mm-hmm.
they get a sense of, I'll call it authority, if you will, that they get from me.
Yeah.
They know where I'm coming from. They know they can clearly sense that, hey, I'm not just talking about short sales. I know short sales like the back of my hand. I know them inside and out. I've done hundreds of them, and they get that sense because of the way I speak to them on the subject matter and how authoritative I am about certain topics and short sales and how it pertains to them. And they can sense the difference in my presentation versus somebody else. Now, obviously, I'm not the guy that shows up in a suit. I don't have a fancy iPad presentation for my sellers, and I don't wow them with things. But what I do come with is authority on the subject matter and being an actual expert in that subject.
Well, and that little statement there prompted me for something else. So Monday we talked about how quickly you respond to leads has to do with how effective you are in converting that person, truthfully. One thing I've also found is that when you collect information from the homeowner, we teach this in our Crush It Short Sale video series and in our live classes, that you should collect information from the homeowner as well. Don't just give them information. Giving them is great, but ask them in return for information. Ask them about their mortgages. Who are their banks with? What have they done at the bank to try to make some sort of effort to get a loan modification or whatever it may be. And when you can get information from them, then what you can do is connect their struggles with your experiences.
Yeah, and I'll tell you,
follow that?
Oh,
And
yeah.
what I mean by that is if I know that so-and-so has had, I'll just use Bank of America, they're the largest servicer in the country.
Right.
So if I know if somebody's had a loan with Bank of America and they've been trying for months to do a loan modification, I can step in and I can say, you know what, I understand loan modifications across all banking institutions are very difficult. And they're very difficult because you think that your loan's with Bank of America, but Bank of America probably doesn't even own your loan. They only own 1 in 5 loans that they service. And when you can explain that to people, they go, But then you go, you know what, I've got a great relationship when it comes to short sales with Bank of America. And then you kind of start connecting the dots. And what I love to do is I love to tell them about a past experience, maybe an approval I just got that week.
Oh, I love that.
Or a file that just closed very similar to theirs in their situation based on what they've told me. And it's connecting those dots and making a connection so that they trust you and can respect where you're coming from.
I'll take that same topic one further for you, because here's the deal, especially with a bigger servicer like B of A, Wells, that other one. I mean, if they hear that, what they're hearing from everybody else, from other real estate agents and from people that they work with and go to church with and know from school, they're hearing, oh my gosh, they're horrible. And when you, as the expert who know how to close short sales with every single lender out there, go, Oh no, I've got a great relationship with them. I understand the process. Here's what to expect. Yada yada yada.
In fact,
All
they're
of a
on this
sudden-
thing called Equator, and you start telling
you
about
start
that.
talking about
Because they
Equator.
may have called BVA, and BVA may have said, find an agent through Equator, or who knows
Exactly.
Equator. You just start talking to
Now
them,
you're
and then you
standing
can,
out.
you can tell when that light bulb clicks, and they go, oh, he gets it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tell you that. Don't be the one that goes, oh yeah, that bank sucks and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Go, no, you know what? I've got experience with them. You're going to be in great hands by working with me. I'm telling you that, and you just relate that to another transaction you've done. And you know what? Maybe if it's a lender you haven't had great experience with, change your mindset around that. At least you've got experience with them, and don't be like everybody else and let them know how bad that bank is. Actually show them that you know how to work with them, even when they're the worst of the worst banks. I can tell you, it'll pay off for you every time.
Absolutely. I like it. So, hey, before we wrap up, I want to make a special announcement. Tomorrow, Thursday, March 31st, Keller Williams Realty is launching or teaching their first class called Short Sale Mastery. And this is a course that is going to be going around the entire country over the next 3 to 4 months, maybe even longer. It's being taught in over 30 different locations throughout the country. Kevin and I have the unique opportunity and privilege to be able to teach, I believe, 9 or 10 of those classes, and maybe more. And our business associate that we teach Short Sales Uncensored with, Brian Gubernick, is also going to be teaching some of those classes, as well as some of our other friends within Keller Williams.
Yeah.
So I just want to encourage you, Keller Williams agent or not, make sure you check out the calendar, and we'll put a link here below on how you can find out where those classes are being taught. It's $15, and you get like 6+ hours of education from people like Kevin and I, Brian Gubernick, and a couple other trainers that are teaching. You can't beat that, and some of the information that's going to be given will actually aid you and assist you in getting more business as well. But I'm going to just leave it at that.
We're going to leave it there,
right
and
now.
we'll talk about that actually at the class on Thursday and here in Phoenix and around the country. It'll be brought up at every location.
Absolutely. So do yourself a favor and register for that class. If you're in the Phoenix area, please join us tomorrow. $15, can't beat that price. Keller Williams has gone to great lengths to put some great content together. They also have an additional offer at the class for you to take home some scripts and some other videos and things like that that they filmed with top agents. So all kinds of good stuff. Make sure you check that out. And if you haven't already, we're also teaching on Friday, 2 days in a row. We're teaching in Las Vegas, Short Sales Uncensored. It's not too late to register. 100 of our other closest friends are already coming. You want to join us? Get in now. That's all I got.
That's all I got. We'll see you Friday. We'll see
Did
you
you
Thursday.
drop the
in Phoenix.
remote like in a place you can't find?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to like put your head between your legs and try to go down there and like locate it?
I don't want that guy looking at my butt.
1, 2, 3.
Short sale power hour! Short sale power hour! Crush it!